Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Enshrouded. So today, I think I'm going to be building a kind of Tudor style house. We're going to keep the shape relatively simple, maybe just like a rectangular two-story kind of deal. These are the blocks that I'm going to be using for the build. So we've got the half timber block here, and then to complement that, we've got the regular sandstone and some shroud wood as well. The reason I've chosen these two, and you can use a bunch of things to complement this because it's just a really cool looking block, but the sandstone and the shroud wood block kind of complement the textures on this one really well. Obviously the wood beams and the shroud wood go together well, and then the sandstone kind of matches the sand, or the clay I guess, in the half timbered block. So that's what we're going to focus on. I'm not going to show the entire build, but obviously you can pause the video and kind of follow along at certain parts if you want to. Okay, so hopefully we have enough of this to lay down the foundation. If not, I'm going to have to go collect more. I may end up making like a little porch section coming out here as well, but we can come to that later. So let's take our half timbered block, and in fact, yeah, I should put it a little further back, shouldn't I? So maybe there? Yeah, that's okay for now. And then we're going to go around, we're going to do the first story first, and then we can work on the second. So what I'm going to do, I want the doorway to be the half timber obviously, so it's more of a focal point. And then I think I'm going to take a bit of sandstone and put that next to the doorway. I'm going to bring it out a little bit there, just to give the build a bit more depth. And then we'll take our shroud wood, and we're going to see how this looks. Yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. To be fair, the foundation is probably going to be a bit too wide, but that's okay, we can fix that later. Do the same on the other side. I'm honestly not sure how this is going to turn out, but hopefully it looks decent at the end. We'll find out together. See how it looks on the inside. I kind of dig that. I kind of dig that. Yeah. Let's keep going with it. Yeah, so the foundation's too wide, but not long enough. We'll fix it. It's okay. Another one of those. So yeah, I can just sort of replicate the entranceway that I've done there. Another one of those. But I will go with tarred wood for the back, because again, I just wanted the half timber for the entranceway there. I keep saying tarred wood. I keep saying tarred wood. It's not tarred wood. It's close, but it's not tarred wood. Although, to be honest, side note, if you wanted to, you could use tarred wood for this. I mean, it still matches quite well. I just personally think the shroud wood looks better for this. It's a bit more refined, and it kind of matches up with the beams of the half timber a bit more. I kind of like that, you know. I kind of like that. And then we can have windows sort of between the sandstone blocks. Okay, that's good. Now then, what do I want to... Oh, I can't quite jump on there. Oh, I can. There we go. What do I want to build the floor with on the second story? I could go with the stone again. But I feel like maybe we go with the tarred wood. It's shroud wood, bro. It's shroud wood. Okay. Maybe I should just build with tarred wood at this point. Okay, here we go. Let's build the floor for the second floor. I'm saying floor a lot in this video. Right, let's take a look at the front. Yeah, so we had a tiny bit there. Kind of overhanging, which we don't want. So we're going to get rid of that, and I think the rest is pretty much okay. Oh no, same deal, same deal. Now, I think I'm going to make some kind of trim around the outside. Sort of between the first and second floor. And I think I'm going to make that out of sandstone. I think we're going to make that out of sandstone. Oh, the sun's really getting in my eyes, isn't it? So if I do it kind of... maybe there. Maybe there? How's that looking? I think this might end up looking quite good, actually. I'm going to keep going with that. Although I think I'm going to leave the doorway clear of it. I kind of dig that. I kind of dig that. Just going to clean up the entranceway a bit. Oh, in fact, I may have... No. Let's do a... let's try and do a pillar coming down. Kind of sandstone pillar. It may be a bit too much, but we can certainly try it. Okay, how do we feel about that? I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I may sort of cut into it at some point. Maybe put a couple of torches in there. Let's take a quick look. So we could kind of like just delete part of it. Now have some kind of light source in there. That might look okay, but it's good for now. It's good for now. We can come back to it. Okay, so now for the second story, I think we're going to go around with the half timber. And I'm not sure whether to do what we did with the first floor and kind of leave these parts for the sandstone, or if we just go full half timber. Full half timber? That doesn't sound like a sentence. I'm going to leave the sandstone for now. I'm going to try filling them in, and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, so I've slept out the night time because nobody wants to be building in the dark, do they? And we've done our half timber up here. Still debating whether or not to fill in the rest with sandstone. I think I'm going to try it and we can see how it looks. Quick update, I have run out of sandstone. I am going to make more. Okay, well that was quite the ordeal. I'm actually not that far into the game, so sandstone isn't exactly easy for me to come by right now. However, I did make a video on an early game exploit that I found to get sandstone. So, yeah, check that out if you're interested. Okay, that's my cheap plug over with. Let's get back to the build. Okay, so we've filled in the gaps with the sandstone. I don't mind it, but I also don't think I want it all the way around, so I may adjust that slightly. I may fill in the parts at the front and the back and just keep the side bits like that. Yeah, I think I do actually prefer that. I'm also going to go around and just trim up this kind of edge that we've got going along here. I think it sticks out a little bit too much. So we're going to try moving that in slightly. No, that was the wrong... No, it wasn't the wrong bit. Okay. I mean, to be honest, even without it, it looks quite good. Like, the shroud wood adds, obviously, these little parts that stick out there. So it looks quite good without. Pop that in there. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. That definitely looks better. I'm kind of into it. Okay, this may take a little bit of time, but we're going to go around and just individually delete all of these parts. I'm not going to make you suffer the entirety of that, so I'll see you in a minute. Feel free to pause the video, by the way, at any point if you want to kind of follow along. I think I want to make these pillars a bit taller. I think I want them to go pretty much up to the roof. And then we can sort of bring out a little porch maybe, or something. Actually, I'm going to put my scaffold down for this. I feel like that may be a good idea. Let's climb up my scaffold. Okay, I guess now it's time to do the roof. And if you know anything about me, which I guess you don't, I hate doing roofs. We have the roof tile blocks, tarred shingle, and then just the plant fibre. And I kind of feel like I'm kind of leaning towards the plant fibre. It's not as fancy as the other two, but I do think, again, with the whole colour scheme going on, I think it might fit quite well. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the roof. There's a few things we'll have to figure out, but I'll come back to that later. That can be the last thing we do. Save the worst till last. So I think now we can start making a little staircase to go up to the second floor. I feel like we should do a big window kind of coming out here. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this wall, and then we can take a look at it from the outside. Oh, maybe we can place it on the sandstone that's kind of coming out here. That might be good. Let's try that. I'll take the window block. I think I'm going to extend the size of the window, but that's going to be okay for now. Okay, so we're going to take a look at building a fireplace now. And I've just kind of moved the back wall around a bit. I've gotten rid of the sandstone that was on either side here. And I think we're going to essentially squish those two together and put it in the middle on the back wall, and that can be our fireplace. So I haven't actually built a fireplace in this game before. But we'll see how we go. I figure we want quite a thick block, maybe like a 2x2, yeah. And then try and get it in the center, roughly. I guess we want it coming out quite a bit. To be fair, let's do that here first. And try that. And then bring it in a bit. And that should be okay, I think. I may have to go outside and kind of do the outside because I won't be able to see through. Right, that's coming up. Need to make sure that extends up here, actually. So now we're going to start digging into the block that we just made. Start making the actual fireplace. Not entirely sure how we're going to do this, but we'll figure it out. We'll make it work, I'm sure. And the reason obviously that we made a fireplace with those 2x2 blocks is because we need to dig into it quite a bit like this. And we don't want to end up popping out the other side, do we? Okay, so I'm going to be using a clay fireplace here. If we just plonk that down. It looks kind of nice. It kind of goes with the aesthetic of the sandstone and whatnot. Now, as for the chimney itself, something you can do, again, purely for aesthetic purposes. If I can get up here. If we get on the roof here. So obviously the smoke from the fireplace is not going to reach anywhere near the top of the chimney. But if you do want that look of a bit of smoke coming out of the top of it, you can take some kind of light source. I've got the sandstone brazier here because it's quite thin and we can fit it quite easily in the chimney. If you just do what I've done here and kind of cut a few blocks out of it to where you can fit something like this, or like a standing torch or something in the top. If we can place it down. Might be kind of awkward to get the right positioning. Okay, that should do. Oh. Now obviously that looks kind of weird, but if we just kind of raise the chimney a bit more and cover that area up. And a bit of that. Because obviously we don't want the flame to be visible at the top. That should do. So now you're not going to see the flame coming out the top, but you can see a bit of smoke coming out there. Obviously it's daytime now, so it's not going to be too visible. And to be honest, like most of the light sources in the game don't give off that much smoke to begin with. But the sandstone brazier that I've found seems to give off the most. You can kind of see it up there, bit of smoke coming out the top. So that's just another little tip that you can do when you're building your fireplaces. Okay, so now in the side of the build, we've cut out a couple of these sides here and essentially made one big window. And we have a slight balcony going on, so I think what I'm going to do is make a bit of a like a guard rail essentially around the side of it. And for that we're going to be using roof blocks. These are individual roof blocks. Not sure which one to go with. I'm going to try the tarred shingle and see how that looks. See, sometimes you get the shapes like this, depending on how you place the individual roof blocks. But honestly, there is so much more you can do with these pieces than just building roofs. They're really versatile. You can see just how good they look when again when they're placed in a certain way. It just that they can be used for obviously railings like this. You can use them for doorways, window trims, things like that. There's so much you can do. It looks great. And then this is the front of the build, and I'm tempted to do a similar thing as to what we did there actually, because I've already got a very small balcony coming out here. Let's bring out the balcony by one more block. Just can't get enough of this half-timbered wood, man. It looks so good. I know this is a block that most people would have unlocked a while ago by now. We do have a tendency to sort of take our time with these kind of games, which is, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing that. We definitely get sidetracked a lot by, you know, doing things like this, building things and exploring everything the game has to offer, but that does kind of result in us not unlocking things as fast as a lot of people do. But it is what it is. And then I think, obviously we can't replicate the window that we made here on this side, because that's where the stairs are. And the same on this kind of back wall. The stairs are going to be in the way. There's not a lot I can do with it, so I may make a little sort of like patio area around here. Okay, so then I think on the back wall we're going to have the bed. We'll put some things on the windowsill here. Got the fireplace downstairs. Honestly, I'm not going to add too much to the interior, I don't think. We can add some like shelves and things like that, but it's not the kind of build where I'm going to be adding the crafters or anything like that. It's just a Just a small thing. We'll get some decorations going. Maybe we could get something on the mantle here. That might be quite nice. Right, so not gonna lie, I got a bit distracted listening to music and forgot to talk everyone through what I'm doing. So, but that's okay. I'll give you a quick tour and sort of show you what I've been doing in the last hour or so. So I've changed the doorway around here. I got rid of a lot of the half-timbered blocks because I felt like it was just a bit too much. And I mentioned I just wanted that to be a sort of accent piece for the doorway here. But there's just too much going on, so I've got rid of that, and I've added the roof blocks to it, the same that I've used for the balcony and things like that. And I think that looks quite nice. It also serves. If we go upstairs, I can show you properly. So we've got some plants growing. There's some little daisies. I don't think they're daisies. They're flowers, the yellow flowers. This balcony is unchanged, I believe. And then we've got some basic furnishings going on. We've got our bed, a couple of little side tables there, little sort of study desk, I guess. Not much of a study desk, it literally has a plate and a mug on it. A couple of shelves, bit of lighting dotted around, you know, nothing crazy with the interior. The build was mostly supposed to highlight the exterior more so than the furnishings, but obviously we've got our clay fireplace here. Little fell thunderbrute head on the mantle. Then we've got, you know, some shelves with a couple of tables dotted around, workbench, nothing crazy. However, I probably should have talked you through the garden, considering that is quite a big part of the build. But anyway, we've made a garden, guys. So I thought the little sort of porch here was kind of lacking. It was literally just the bench, and I thought, why not add some little farm patches to it? So these are just 4x10 farm soil patches, and we've got obviously some like flax, strawberries, tomatoes going on. I wanted to add some here, but unfortunately I think the patch was too small for me to actually plant anything in it, so I've just got some dirt. It's just dirt. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much going to do it for the build. I considered sort of adding something around these walls that look somewhat bare, but I don't want to add too many windows and things like that. I don't want to overcomplicate it too much, especially with it being, again, sort of like a Tudor-inspired sort of house. I don't want it to look too fancy, and that's why I've used like the shroud wood and stuff like that, because it looks, I don't want to say dirty, but it looks a bit dirty. And that was the main point of the build, to be honest, is just to play around with different kinds of blocks and materials and see what works well together. Because I see a lot of people making really cool builds, but it's generally the same kind of like 3 or 4 blocks that they'll use together, like stone and wood. But there is so much variation to the game. Like using the half timber, the sandstone and the shroud wood, they just go really well together. And I intend to make more builds and videos in the future of just using, like, you know, taking 2 or 3 different kinds of blocks and seeing how they work together, because I think there are many possibilities. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video and you've taken any kind of inspiration from it, please drop us a like and let us know. Consider subscribing for more, and I'm going to sit down on this bench. That'll do. and we'll see you next time.